2026 will break most real estate agents out there. Here is how to win instead. Let me start with this. If real estate feels harder than it used to, it's not because the market is broken. We all know that there are agents that win in every single market. It's because most agents are building the wrong kind of business. And in 2026, that mistake is going to cost them everything. I want you to hear this really, really clearly because this might be the most important conversation that you hear all year. Most real estate agents are exhausted. They are posting every day, trying every new lead source, and we all know there's a lot out there, right? Running from social media, cold calling to open houses, and yet their income isn't growing or unmet sales goals again and again and again. Some of you have more activity, or should I say, you're busier than ever before and less income to show for it. I have been there. I'm guilty. That's not a motivation problem. You're probably working really, really hard. That's a business problem. Here is the hard truth that no one wants to say out loud. Real estate success is not measured by your pipeline. It's not measured by how many leads you have, and it is definitely not measured by how busy you feel. Real estate success is measured by income. Money in your bank account, predictable revenue, freedom of your time, everything else is just noise. I've been in real estate for over 20 years. I've consistently produced hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars a year, not by doing more, but by doing less of the wrong things. The biggest mistake I see agents make, and even my own students make, especially going into 2026, is confusing motion with progress. Just because you're busy, that does not mean you're working on the right things. So why do most agents have like a lead problem, let's say? I would say that's probably the number one answer I get is like, what is your biggest challenge in your real estate business right now? Lead gen. That is like the number one. And it's not the problem. They have a conversion problem, a clarity problem, or a system problem. They are chasing volume when they should be chasing predictability. They are chasing attention instead of income producing actions. And they are building a business that completely falls apart the moment they stop working. That is not freedom. And it's actually not even a business. And I used to have that business. That is a job with no ceiling and no safety net. Let me be very clear about 2026. Competition is higher. The good agents are going to win. Consumers are smarter. The agents who kind of know what they are doing, they're going to struggle. The agents who win in 2026 will not be the busiest ones. The agents who win, they will be the most intentional. They will work hard, but they will work so much smarter. That is who is going to win in 2026. Stop chasing leads. In 2026, chasing every lead source is a losing strategy. You do not need 5 platforms, a fancy website, 10 lead sources, and a complicated funnel. In 2026, the foundation of your business is not lead sources. It is your database. Your database is your business. And if you are not intentionally building and nurturing it, you are building from zero every single day. Here's the real question most agents actually avoid. How are you actually staying connected to the people that are in your world? And how are you doing it in different ways than other agents? How are you getting personal? How are you being, let's say, relationship driven and actually adding value? Like, what are you doing differently? So I'm not talking about like automated spam, newsletters, generic market updates, not just checking in text messages that feel very transactional. That is not what I'm talking about. Real connection, deepening relationships, adding true value. Most agents actually do have a database. If you've lived in the same state for 5+ years, I always say this, 5 to 7 years, and you're making under $250K, there is a lot of money being left on the table and you're not helping all the people that you could help. Very few are leveraging their database. They collect names, but they don't build relationships. They don't actually focus on it. And in 2026, the agents who win won't be the ones with the biggest outreach. They will be the ones with the deepest trust. Your database should know who you are, feel valued by you, see you as the authority, and think of you first when it comes to real estate. They're going to think of you differently. That doesn't happen by accident. And that doesn't happen by a quarterly newsletter or a check-in text message. That happens by design. If you cannot predict your income month to month, you don't own a business, you own a gamble. Pipeline doesn't pay your bills, right? Closings do. Likes don't pay your bills. Content doesn't pay your bills. Being busy doesn't pay your bills. In 2026, the most successful agents will track their monthly income goals, their weekly dollar producing activities, their conversion rates, not vibes, not hopes, not it feels like a good month. Busy agents stay broke. Focused agents get wealthy. Build a business that actually works without you. If your business only works when you are working nonstop, you don't really own a business. And again, I've been there, I've ran it both ways. And I'm here to tell you, you own a burnout machine if that's how you're running your business. I was there, I did it. The goal is not more hours, more calls, and more contacts, right? We've all heard that. The goal is relationships, productive and intentional hours, higher net profit, right? Predictable and consistent income. That's what a real business looks like. That's consistent, relationship based. You're adding value. You're taking care of people. If you are an agent out there really looking to go to that next level, first hit subscribe. I am sending out on a weekly basis, like a lot of really good content that will help you build your business. But if you really are an agent that is ready to go to that next level and doesn't want to struggle in 2026 and wants to put together a true business that's predictable, consistent, and not on a roller coaster ride, book a call with me today. And here's your next video.